friends, it's me, Rob, this time. Welcome to the Lair of OmnusI, though. And while I'm here, I want to talk to you about a special magical place. This place exists in the imaginations of several people, but none more strongly than its dungeon master and creator. The land is called Benchleydale, and if you've paid attention to my channel, you have seen elements from Benchleydale before. I've personally narrated some of the things for them in video form, and it's a great crew. They have great imaginative players with varying levels of experience, which can get very exciting. But it begins and ends at the Dungeon Master, who I'm starting to really consider to be a good friend. Timothy Connoly has put together a fascinating world that is completely gonzo. It constantly borrows from pop culture references, doesn't take anything too seriously, and it's a bit not safe for work. Which means a lot of it doesn't show up on my usual stuff because, quite honestly, my channel is largely safe for work. But if I reference anything that is off-key, I will make sure that I put a note to that. But it's great. If you have a thirst for old-school gaming, this is probably one of the purest forms of it that you're going to see. They play first edition D&D using most of the rules, and they still have a caller and a mapper and all the little elements that make up a classic game. But here's the thing. It's a great game. By itself, that would be great. The community exists on Facebook. They have a huge crew of talented people, including an excellent artist in Chet Minton, who I expect his name to be attached to lots and lots of gaming material that will definitely be grabbing eyes and your purse strings in the future. He's amazingly talented and has quickly become my favorite artist. But there's so many good people in this. Tim is aided by a group of headmasters from his old crew back in New York. One of the guys I like, from his roleplay, his content, just seems like a nice guy. His name is Alex Chiano. But again, I'm getting all these friends from this group, which is awesome. In addition to that, Tim has a lot of old school rules, old school revival, Renaissance type credibility. He's been running this game for, I think he said 12 years, so that's quite a long time. He has had a large live play game that's gone on, got quite famous out in Las Vegas. This year, however, can't do it. COVID, that whole thing. So with coronavirus raging, they had to close down all the conventions. He wasn't able to run his live game. So what he did instead was he opened up Zoom, which is free software, easy to use, and he basically drove the game online. And it worked out great. His spread of his reach is tremendous. So he's got a lot of people, to the point where even had a competition to see who'd be the players in his new, very imaginative double helix campaign. He's got two separate parties going at the same time on the same adventure, which is the classic adventure B3, Adventure to the Barrier Peaks, and which I don't own. And they are swinging around each other. The one group is actually chasing after the other because there's the fear that they are another lost expedition in the Barrier Peak. So it's a great story. And his world is all saturated with the great adventures. You can go to the Tomb of Horrors. It's got a physical location in Benchleydale's world. And all the other classic adventures too, which is cool. Right now they're actually, as an event, the Hill Giants are invading, so clearly the Against the Giants series is coming up for a campaign that he'll be running next. But the fun thing is, he's got two groups going, and they're great fun, and everybody who's in the groups are very active and engaged. In addition to that, his Facebook site has over 150 people who are all, many of them are lurkers, but we have fun together. But Tim, as I said, huge amount of credibility in the gaming community. A lot of vendors came to Tim and they're like, hey, we want to give you some stuff to give away, promoting our stuff, but to give away to other people who enjoy your game and are part of your game. And so as a result, he's accumulated a stash of this stuff that's not his. He's very, strict that this is going to go out to people. And we kind of, I encouraged him, yeah, you're having all these contests anyhow. Why not give prizes out with these contests? Because he does that. He's constantly thinking about ways he can involve the community in his game. So he started doing that. One of the first contests that he has was in honor of Frank Frazetta, one of the more famous fantasy artists. He did a lot of Conan work. And what Tim urged us to do was to post a picture of a Frank Frazetta and talk about why it was special to us. And I did that. This was a contest that I won by posting this image. If you've seen Conan, this may be familiar to you. I can't remember the book it's from, but I really loved this image. It's so dynamic. Conan is there. He's strangling one foe with his hand. He's got his axe ready. He's one warrior standing against a great number using his height, his strength to his advantage. And then there's the snake coming up from behind that's going to bite him in the butt. But the art is dynamic. Even though it's not the best piece of Frazetta's work, it's, the coloring is, kind of samey. The detail isn't as fine as some of his other works, but I really got into that book because that art drew me. And I won. And true to his word, Tim sent me a bag of goodies. Now, the prize that he had posted was a dice vault. And I opened it up and looked through it just to see what was in there, because there's a bunch of things in there. And I was really only expecting one box. There's more than the box. So, and also because Tim is honoring the request of the people who gave the stuff to him, he also included the business cards of all the companies who gave stuff out. So we will be covering all of that too, honoring their request, because I think that is important. And also, so you guys can kind of see the fun that we have in Benchleydale. Go ahead and check some of my videos out. But also, something to, to entertain you. And maybe, if you find your way to Benchleydale Academy, maybe you can enter these contests and have a shot at winning some of this stuff too. Because I'm sure he's got more. So anyhow, this is the Dice Vault. Very suggestive shape. It is in two pieces held together with magnets. It's got a little crease here so that you can get your fingers in. And the two pieces are inset, so there's no chance of the dice falling out. The magnets are quite strong, located on top and bottom. And they've got foam in the middle to keep your dice from shifting around. Clever. This will work for a single dice set, I suspect. We'll be able to test that in a moment. And this came from Night Owl. They stamped it on the bottom, but we'll see their business card in just a moment. Matter of fact, okay, we got a Benchleydale and Beyond decal sticker, which is cool. When your campaign has its own, Facebook page and graphic art and stuff, that's pretty cool. We've got a beautiful Snow Owl bookmark from Liquid Face Studios. Art by Aaron Ewer. And that's what this looks like. I'll try to focus on it. It's very pretty. Very pretty. Double-sided. Made of good cardboard stock, I suspect. But that's very nice. And let's see. This was their, oops. Fingers are a little, this is their business card, which is cool. And we got this nice decal from Night Owl Worx. Very shiny. I was tempted to put that on the coffin itself, but I think I want to customize that a little bit. I got paint, sand, time to try. Alright, let's see, what else do we have here? All right, from Carl's Concoctions on Etsy. Custom stickers. I believe this is the Benchleydale sticker that we got. So that is from Carl's Concoctions. Very nice, very nice. I'm, I like the decal, and I think if he can do a variety of different colors and themes and stuff, that would be very, very cool. All right, we have Stephanie Frost, rosary petals. Oh, an artist. That's the picture. Not 100% on what her contribution is, but it might be something else we still haven't gotten to yet. Okay, so we have something from Phoenix Dice. We have a bag custom for them, and it's got dice in it. We like dice here. And these are pretty dice. Pretty dice. I love the color, the kind of pinkish, reddish, straight white inking. And the swirl coloration on these is very pretty. And as I said, this allows us to test out the dice crypt. So the dice go in here, and they fit. No jiggling, the foam holds them in place. Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. And again, I won this rendering into a contest. From the game Fragged, we have a miniature. He is Ares Maximus Vespilio. I do not play Fragged. This was a Kickstarter edition, so this might be a Kickstarter exclusive. Maybe it was a freebie that they had out. They might have sold it now, I don't know. I can't hold on to anything today. But that's the guy. This is a artist picture. He's definitely cool looking. Looks like he's got a crossbow. But since I've had the joy of miniature painting rekindled a little bit, and this is a pretty dice bag. Very silky. This might have been the thing that I got from Stephanie Frost. I'm going to think so because I didn't see anything else that was for her. So it's just a nice shiny bag. And then finally, the last thing that I got was a bag of Skullsplitter dice. Now, Skullsplitter I've seen on Facebook. They've advertised a couple of campaigns. Kickstarters I think they've had. I know they had some metal dice, and they're nice and aggressive when it comes to putting their stuff out and showing off their wares. So here's my chance to show off some of their wares. I had not purchased any because I have a lot of dice already. But it's a full set of gaming dice, as you can see. And the coloration is kind of neat. Green and darker green with a kind of a golden color. Here's a 20-sided die. Very pretty. With their own custom bag and everything. And I think these will be a nice wow factor when I do public games. And I have a couple smaller dice bags already with single color dice in them, a whole set. So if somebody comes to my table and doesn't have dice of their own, it just feels special when you have, you know, dice in your hand that are all matched and they look cool, as opposed to just making a grab bag up, which I could do, but it's nice to just say, hey, play with these dice, and you'll have cool looking dice of your own. So that's from Skullsplitter. You know, plastic wise, they feel fine. I have no faults to them. The quality looks just like something you get from the big ones, Chessex and Kaplow and companies like that. All in this nice little drawstring bag with a little ties at the end, and yeah, this would be a great little set to, again, take out, let somebody borrow for a game. So, yes, I would like to thank Mr. Timothy Connoly for his generosity in having these kind of contests. I think it's a great idea to inspire the community, keep making new stuff. I find myself very fortunate to have won this, and he's had several and given away some really good stuff. So, since he doesn't seem like he's done doing that, I'm excited to keep doing this and also to be a part of their community. Some, like I said, great people. So if you think this is cool, I would recommend applying to the Benchleydale Academy. They can always use good players. This is old school, again, first edition community, but honestly the fun that we have isn't limited to just the players that are in that game. He's constantly opening the floor for guest stars to come in and play NPCs and play off of the characters and have fun on their own. And that's, I just wish I had more time to do it, and I'd love to immerse myself in that world. But they suffer my presence because sometimes I'm entertaining. So, but thank you very much for joining me. If you thought the stuff was pretty cool, and honestly it is, I recommend checking them out. This is probably the smallest of the dice vaults that Night Owl has. They have some excellent ones. I've been to their website and checked out some of their selection. Very cool stuff. Highly recommend if you're looking for a quality case for your precious dice. Not bad. Skullsplitter Dice has a wide variety of different materials and styles and colors of dice. They're solid. The prices are pretty reasonable too, and I think they also are involved in a lot of the big role-playing game box sets like Mythhorde and RPG Crate. The Phoenix dice, the color was very nice, blew me away. You know, sometimes it's nice to have dice that aren't the more traditional gamer colors. That pinkish color, somebody is going to be very happy using those dice, I think. So, even the miniature from Frag was cool. Certainly was not expecting any of this. The only prize that it was advertised was that dice vault, and even that I thought would have been cool. Again, just for entering in a contest. So, and yeah, that's what I've got. So for those of us who are enjoying time in Benchleydale in our own little ways, welcome aboard. If you want to come in and see the Gonzo madness, just make sure that you're old enough and mature enough to handle some of the humor. Be ready for guests, VIPs coming in occasionally. We've already seen, for example, Gary Gygax's son Ernie played with us, and oh my gosh, is he hilarious. And plenty more coming, I suspect. Tim's net casts wide. But I, the semi-official chronicler of Benchleydale, thank you for joining me, and until next time, thank you and game on. Farewell.